You have the men in the front irritating them. So now my friends and I were like, why are we even still here? Let's go home.
All right, guys, going to check out this compilation video. Here we go.
Men are ruining nightlife. Simple. I've seen a lot of discourse on why nightlife is not the same across the US, and there are many factors as to why, but one of the low-hanging fruits that could really turn this ship around is the menfolk. Last night, my girls and I went on a random side quest and ended up at Damballa, where Sierra was there previewing a new album that she was dropping. As she's coming out, the men are bulldozing past us and ending up in the front. I kid you not, the first 2.5 rows were all men. And men of all sizes, but 6'5", standing in the front. I'm not gonna label these men sassy because that's the patriarchy at work, but I think the better way to describe them is the gentlemen are not out. The gentlemen are at home, okay? Chivalry, like you're the man in front of me. You see that I'm in my heels, and I'm trying to maintain my Naomi Campbell stoic balance, and you brushing past me. It's like, where are the manners? So now instead of having a sea of bad twerking, dancing, laughing, hee-ha-ha to your new song, you have the men in the front irritating them. So now my friends and I were like, why are we even still here? Let's go home.
She's basically saying that men ruined the nightlife. Chivalry is dead. And as we know, yes, women killed it, right? So, you know, hey, Sierra was at the event, so I'm assuming she was on the flyer. People in attendance going to the event probably knew that she was going to be there. And the subsection of her fan base, which is men in this case, seems like they were at the front and they wanted to treat it like a concert, right? They're simply minding their business, enjoying their lives, and keeping it moving. So I think what she's describing is what's happening out here when it comes to the single dating market, right? You got more and more men checking out when it comes to dating, minding their business, living their lives, not really concerned about what women think and what they got going on. And they were there for Sierra, right? That's basically what it is. And, you know, hey, it's unfortunate that a lot of the guys that were there were extremely tall, okay, because based on what she's saying here, the dudes were, you know, over 6 feet tall. But at the same time, they're not really concerned about you.
Now you have a sea of baddies migrating and leaving the club. That's exactly what's happening at Nightlife. Because when you keep the women happy, they're dancing, they're creating energy, they're creating vibes, they're taking videos with their girlfriends, they're creating picture and PR moments for you. Instead, you have these stoic men with their bedazzled jackets and belts standing around to body party. Artists like Sierra, whose main fan base is women, for the entire first and second rows to be the men is bad business, mama. Who is her fan base? Those of us who 20 years ago were singing goodies and 1-2 step, it's the girls who are now grown women. All of them to be giving us bare minimum in the front row. I see what Metro Boomin said, all right, we gonna turn off because he dropped a dance album. The songs say make it clap. If baddies want to dance in the club, that's what makes the club fun. A missed marketing opportunity because the first 3 rows are blocking the bad bitches. That's what's selling the music when you have your homegirls and you dancing like it's 7 p.m. Friday.
So I don't get this. Like, why can't you just dance where you're at? Where you're at, right? I mean, do you need to be at the front? Do you need to be the center of attention, right? Do you need to be twerking and making videos in the front? Like, do you need to be doing all that? Is that necessary in order for you to have a good time? I'm just saying, by the way, men are the ones spending majority of the money in the club anyways, right? I'm just saying, right? Men are the ones buying the drinks and the bottles for the most part, the booths in the club. So for her to say that men are ruining the nightlife, yeah, I'm not necessarily buying that. Now, to be fair, if dudes, you know, are way taller and, you know, women want to be in the front, and if you were to simply, I don't know, open up your mouth and say, hey, I can't see, right? I can't see what's in front of me. I think more or less dudes would probably let you in to the front.
Because I am not in the streets no more. But if this is the type of caliber of men that you meet out in the club, don't say, excuse me, stepping on toes, so inconsiderate. These are the men that you have to date. Pack it up. Pack it up. If my man were out with me and my girlfriends, he would have his hand out helping all of us step up the steps. That's the type of gentleman that I am dating. So I cannot imagine that out in the wild. There are men who are just, ugh.
Okay, so again, she's making the argument that chivalry should be displayed from random men. Okay, when in reality, women killed chivalry, right? Calling men creeps, making TikTok videos and all this other stuff. Maybe not her specifically, but just women generally speaking, right? So men are now responding to, women saying to leave them alone and to mind their business. And that's what men are doing. So it's just a confusing message when women are saying they want random men that they don't know to show chivalry, but then they make videos about how men are creeps and to leave them alone.
Coming from someone like me who is the life of the party, all I need is one hit and some room, and baby, I'll turn your place into one juke joint. I am the one, and I'm telling you, who is ruining the club experience, and it is the men. We got to get them out the way. We would be able to turn this ship around just a little bit.
All right, guys, so there you have it. So she's basically saying that we need to get men out the way. Now, I don't know if she means in a corner somewhere or completely out the club. Now, I would make the argument that men are the ones spending money in the club, right? So if men are completely out the way, these clubs are not going to last long, right? That's just the reality of the situation. Now, to be fair, women, pretty women, get men to go to the club ultimately and to spend money. So if that was her argument, I would agree with that. But, hey, we live in a different day and age where women ask if chivalry's dead, which it is. Okay, women killed it. And as a woman, you're gonna have to open up your mouth, right? We've seen these videos where women are lifting heavy things and then, they complain that men are not helping them out. And then they get on TikTok and make these videos. In this situation, she couldn't necessarily see and dance and twerk and, do what she wants to do here. And instead of saying, hey, do you mind if I'm in the front, or, I can't necessarily see, she makes a TikTok video about it, boo-hooing and complaining about men and, chivalry being dead. So again, we live in a different day and age where men are just simply minding their business. Okay, they're not concerned about, chivalry and what this woman thinks and what this random chick over here thinks. Like, nah, that's not happening.
I just want to point out the fact that if I'm at the gym in an outfit like this, looking so the way I am right now, and your husband, man, boyfriend, whatever he is to you, is staring at me, it's not their fault. I literally built this shit. It's built. No pills, no injections, no nothing. So he's staring at a masterpiece. I mean, at least he's not looking at trash.
Yeah, so here we have Whoopi Goldberg with a lace front, naked in the middle of the gym with a tripod, right? And if you watch carefully, she's trying to zoom in to facial expressions to strengthen her argument that she's really the main character, right? She really believes that she's the main character while she's half naked in the gym, right? So here we have Exhibit A when it comes to men protecting their peace, minding their business, and not paying women any attention out in public. Right? Because you don't know if she has her phone out, or, tripod, if you're going to be on a TikTok video trying to create a narrative that doesn't exist. And she's trying to position herself way up here on a pedestal. So, hey, again, Exhibit A as to why men mind their business.
So I'm really old school when it comes to dating. And a lot of men and women are not going to agree with me on this, but that's okay because it's my TikTok. But I think if you're dating for marriage, dating for longevity, you should talk to one person at a time. You shouldn't talk to multiple people because realistically, how can you really get to know them when you're constantly like, you got this person, this person, this person? You're not going to fully get to know that person and give them your undivided attention. Now, if you're not dating for marriage and all that stuff like that, talk to as many people as you want to. But realistically, it does not make sense to me. And I truly believe a lot of people do it for protection. Like you're doing it because you're like, well, if this don't work out, then I got this person. And if this don't work out, I got this person. When in reality, like, okay, and if you lose that person, you go on a journey with the next person, or you have to be alone for a little bit. And I feel like that is the problem with a lot of people. A lot of people don't know how to be alone, and it's so okay to be alone. But I truly believe that if you truly are trying to find your person, you shouldn't talk to multiple people at once. Like, I just don't think you should. And again, say for example, you're talking to someone and then it's whatever, but you meet someone else. Okay, now tell the shorty, or tell the man, tell the girl before, like, hey, you know what, this ain't gonna work, instead of wasting people's time. That, and then I know people are going to come for me and be like, this is why you don't give your all, and this is why you don't give wifey treatments, and da-da-da. As for me, I'm looking for a husband. I want marriage. I want that. So why wouldn't I treat the person that I see as a husband? Why wouldn't I cater to him? Why wouldn't I give him my all? Why wouldn't I treat him like a husband? Because that's what I see you as, or I want you to be in that position. So why wouldn't I do that? So y'all can come for me all y'all want and be like, da-da-da-da. Again, and maybe that's why when things don't work out, I get hurt, because I put my eggs in one basket. But I'd rather put my eggs in one basket than have 20,000 billion baskets and putting eggs everywhere. I'd rather just plop them in one.
I agree with it, right? When you see these women talking to a whole bunch of guys, they talk about rosters and they got 5, 10, 15 different dudes taking them on a whole bunch of dates, Don Julio, hookah, and crab legs. Yeah, I think that could be very dangerous, because these dudes ain't doing this for nothing, right? You talking to what, 10 different dudes, at least what, 3-4 dudes clapping your cheeks, right? So not only are you increasing your body count, but you're also losing your capability to pair bond. And you think that the ride is going to last forever, right? You're going to rinse and repeat and move on to the next guy. That's why you see some of these chicks in their 40s and even in their 50s talking about how they won't settle. You see some of these chicks try to fuse together fragmented relationships, and they try to make a mega dude from these broken situations, right? So yeah, you know, for women to be dating around like that, in my opinion anyways, it's not normal, right? It's not normal for women to do that. And I would even throw dudes in the mix as well, right? As a guy, for you to date, you know, 10, 15, 20 different women, it's dangerous. It's dangerous nowadays. That's why I don't, you know, promote that on this channel for you guys to have a roster of women, because you just don't know who's who. You don't know who these chicks are messing with. You don't know what crazy ex they got going on, you know, some dude from the past that's obsessed and putting hands and feet on them. Yeah, who knows, right? Who knows nowadays when it comes to some of these chicks and the drama that they bring. Not to mention it's also expensive, and you know, the headache of dealing with some of these chicks. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it, right? The juice ain't worth the squeeze. But let me know what you guys think about that.
My best dating advice to anyone, no matter how you look, how old you are, if you're dating men, be mean. Act like you don't want. Show them the least amount of attention as possible. Like, this sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, right? But the more that you act like you don't want to do, the more that he wants you. Especially if you're like overly attracted to this man. Like, you been on him, you been planning on that, you need that, you want that, you gotta have that. Act like you don't like that man.
Providing poor advice, basically treating the man that likes you poorly, the man that would possibly protect and to provide. Yeah, you want to treat him like crap, right? This is what they're promoting to women out here. So this just sounds like toxicity than anything else.
I tell you young girls what nobody's gonna tell you. You got fucking 3 kids at 24 years old. You're getting ready to struggle. You're getting ready to cry. You're getting ready to be depressed. You're getting ready to want to
Hey, it's me. I'm her. I'm the girl that she's talking about in the video. I'm not specifically, I don't know her. She doesn't know me. So she's not talking about me, but I can relate. I'm 23 and I have 3 kids and I'm fucking struggling.
So wait a minute, you're telling me that you're 23 with 3 kids?
This shit is not peaches and rainbows. This shit is hard. I would not wish this life on my worst enemy. The life that you pictured and had and wanted and was promised, is you're not going to get it, babe. Let it go. Some people do get lucky and they have men that stick around or have this big village. A lot of us aren't lucky like that. Like I said, I have friends that could drop their baby off to anybody. Guess what? They got 1 baby or 2 babies. I have 3 kids. Don't nobody want to watch 3 kids, 3 little babies that still need their diaper change. Nobody want to do it. Sorry. Everybody that was when you was pregnant, oh, I'm going to get the baby, I'm going to do this for the baby. What are people at? Them people don't give no Like she said, there's going to be times when you off yourself. Y'all look at this. Literally. I stayed in the hospital for a whole week. week because I had an overdose. I overdosed because I literally did not want to be here no more. I didn't have a post for 11 something, almost 12 minutes because I didn't want to be here.
I mean, do we need to know this? Do we need to know that you try to delete yourself? Right? 23 years old, 3 kids. I don't know if it's by the same dad. We'll continue here, but at some point in time, you got to take accountability, right? You have 1 kid, condom slipped up. Who knows? 2 kids. Wait a minute. 3 kids, right? At what point in time? How many kids do you need to have to basically say, I'm doing something wrong?
I felt like this is it's not worth being here because guess what? Yes, I cry myself to sleep most nights. Most nights I am stressed. My hair's falling out. Y'all have videos. I'm insert them if y'all want to see them. But I should not be 23, literally brushing my hair to the point my shit falling out. I gotta keep cutting my hair. This is not the life I wish on my worst enemy. And yes, this shit get ugly. And yes, I post. And yes, all that. But behind closed doors, this shit is ugly as hell. I would not wish this shit on nobody at all. Like she said, don't have no kids. Love is not enough. These niggas don't give no. They don't care. And I have 1 baby daddy. I don't have multiple baby. I have 1 baby daddy. That nigga don't give a. They be around when it's beneficial. They be around when the shit going, when he feel like when he need me. That's what really is. As long as a motherfucker accepting the bare minimum, we cool. And it feel like for me, on the flip end of that, I be accepting the bare minimum and the little pieces of shit because I just be wanting help.
Again, at what point in time do you say to yourself, okay, I know who this dude is. He's showing me who he is, but I'm still having kids by him, thinking that he's going to change.
Because guess what? I don't got no big village of people that's going to come and stuff for me and my kids. So I'm accepting the littlest piece of shit over nothing just for some help. Because guess what? When I ain't accepting that, the gone, disappear. What the he at now? On with the next her kid. It's really mind blowing to me. And only thing I gotta say is y'all listen to her. This shit is really hard. Nobody cares. The same you land on your back for, don't even give a if you eating at night. Same that you doing all this for can't even help you and your kids move. Like, y'all, some people do get lucky. Some people, like I said, some people get lucky, and some people do have this fantasy life, and some people get lucky and blessed with good men. But y'all, it's not worth it. Look at me. I look a mess right now. That's what I'm doing. I just dropped my kids off at daycare. I still have to go home and unpack because they can't be anywhere. But guess what? I also need to DoorDash and make some money because my tank is on E. Like, it's hard. Don't nobody want to hire me because I can't work on weekends because I have nobody to keep my kids. I can't stay past certain times because guess what? My kids have to be picked up at a certain time or they're going to charge me for it. And guess who's going to pay the late fees? Nobody but me. It's hard, y'all. It's hard. I would not wish this on nobody. Y'all, them kids. Them kids. And if you got one kid, stop at the one kid. This shit is too, this society, this life is too hard to be having 3 kids with no help. I would not wish this on nobody. Like I said, look at me. All the extra money I get, it ain't going to get my nails done. It ain't going to get my hair done. I do that shit by myself. And guess what? I barely have time to do that. So it be feeling like I don't know. Just listen to her and listen to me. If you like, because I was reading the comments, somebody was saying, oh, you're not 23 though. You don't know how it is. You don't have 3 kids. You don't have 4 kids. Well, look, I do.
All right, guys. So there you have it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. I don't know if this video is hitting like she thought it would hit, right? I mean, I get where she's coming from, but at the same time, I don't see a ring on her finger. Okay, so she's not married. Didn't talk about marriage. Didn't talk about marry before you carry. Didn't talk about learning after the first kid. Learning after the second kid. You know what I mean? Like, she's basically saying, hey, I have 3 kids and my life is hard. Duh. I mean, yeah, it will be hard. Okay, especially if you're doing it alone. Absolutely. Right? Tell us something that we don't know. And now she's between a rock and a hard place where life is coming at her all at once. Right? She's trying to cope with the mistakes of her not necessarily creating a better environment for her to possibly take on 3 kids or 2 kids or what have you. Right? She's now doing it alone, you know, getting on TikTok and using TikTok as a digital diary about her situation. right? And, you know, in my opinion, she's not necessarily formatting it in a way where she's telling women to marry before you carry, or to be more responsible, or, you know, this is how you know, vet men out better, or this is, you know, what to look for in a man, or, you know, what not to look for, right? She's just basically saying, hey, I have 3 kids and my life is hard. And it's like, yes, it will be hard.